Hello and welcome to a new video. Yes, I am aware it's not yet Christmas, but tomorrow is the 1st of December and it's Christmas. It's Christmas. It's Christmas. But before we get stuck into Christmas content, I'm going to call myself out again. So, I have been slacking with Netgalley. So I thought I would give you a bit of an update. I think it was December last year, I did a Netgalley TBR where I went through anything and everything I had to read on my Netgalley, and there was a lot. Now I will say I have read a few this year, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to screen record and we're going to go through them. Some of the ones that are still on my Netgalley I have actually read, but I just haven't done a review yet because I am really bad at doing the reviews, worse so than reading. So let's just get stuck in with calling myself out. So the first one is How to Be an Anti-Racist by Ibrahim X. Kendi. As you can see from the dates, I've had this a while. I don't remember requesting this at all. It's non-fiction and I don't read non-fiction unless it's an autobiography of like a celebrity that I like, so I don't know why I have this. I'm probably not going to read this, I'm going to be honest, so I don't know. The next one we have is The Mercies by Kieran Mild Hargrave. It's down there. I have the physical copy, still haven't read it. I really love Kieran Mild Hargrave's books. I just haven't got round to reading them, so hopefully soon, but I'm not getting my hopes up because this is me. Next we have The Unspoken Name by A.K. Larkwood. I actually have the hardback of this, which was sent to me by the publisher the same time they approved me on Netgalley, and I am really sorry I haven't read it. I'm just really bad at reading them. I don't actually know why I haven't read it because it sounded like something I would have absolutely loved, and now I'm in a fantasy slump, so I don't know. I don't know. This is not going well. Next we have Pretending by Holly Bourne. Now Holly Bourne is one of my favourite YA authors. This is one of her adult books. Now the thing is, I've read one of her adult books and I wasn't a fan. So I've been putting off this one. At first I was putting it off because I was like, oh, I've read her YA, I love her YA, but will I love her adult? And now I've read one of her adults, I'm putting this one off because, oh, I've read one of her adults and I didn't like it. So this one, I feel like I have a okay reason for not getting to it yet, but I'm going to try to because I love Holly Bourne's writing literally 99% of the time. Next up, we have Storybound by Emily Mackay. I don't remember this, I'm going to be honest. I do not have any clue whatsoever what this is. Oh, I'm a terrible person. I think it might be a retelling, so I'm going to give it a go, but it's just getting round to it. Next up, we have The Damned by Renee Adier. I have books 1, 2 and 3 here. The Damned is book 2. I've not read books 2 or 3 yet. I will, it's just getting to it because I'm not good at continuing series, clearly. Then we have All the Stars and Teeth by Adeline Grace. This I am actually really interested in, and I've been more interested in it the longer I've not been reading it. So I definitely do think I'll get to this one. I just don't know when. Next up we have The Black Kids by Christina Hammonds Reed. I don't remember what this is about, but I remember reading the blurb and being interested in it. I believe it's contemporary. And now that I am more into contemporary, I'm more likely to read this now than I was when I actually requested it. I don't know why I requested it. It just sounded good, so I was like, yeah, let's request it. And then didn't read contemporary for a while. So, yeah. Next, we have Seven Devils by Elizabeth May and Laura Lamb. Again, this is another one that I was sent the hardback from the publisher as well, and I haven't got to it yet. I've heard great things about it. I just haven't read it myself. Next we have Court of Lions by Sumaya Dowd. This is the sequel to Mirage, and I actually really enjoyed Mirage. So I do want to read this one. And it also helps the fact that I won't be getting a physical copy of this because they did a cover change. And whilst the new covers are absolutely stunning, I had the first book in the old cover. So I unhauled that and I don't think it's a series I'll reread, so I won't be getting the new covers no matter how beautiful they are. So I'm glad I have this. I just haven't got to it because it's a continuation of a series. The next two are the same book, but one is so it's The Doors of Eden by Adrian Tchaikovsky. So I have the ebook and the audiobook version. So this, when I eventually get around to reading this is gonna like kill two birds with one stone and get two off, because I can use the same review and in the audiobook one just add a line or two on the actual audiobook itself. So there we go. But I am interested in this. I think Adrian Tchaikovsky's got another series which is the most well-known one of his, and I think it has spiders, like space spiders or something, so I won't be reading those no matter how amazing people say they are. But this one sounds pretty good, so I wanted to read this one, and I haven't yet, but it's chunky, so I'm scared. Next we have The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is one I am still interested in, I just haven't got to, but the third book is now out and I still haven't read the first. Why am I like this? The next two are ones I've actually read, I just haven't written the reviews for yet, and that's The Reckless Afterlife of Harriet Stoker by Lauren James, which I absolutely adored. 5 stars. Think it is my favourite Lauren James book. I absolutely adored it, and I've read almost everything Lauren James has written now. And then Mythopedia, which was again absolutely beautiful. Like the illustrations in that were amazing and I loved it so much. Next up is To Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini. Yeah, this is a chunky ass book and I haven't got to it yet. Because of that, it is in my mug. Like each month I pick from my mug for Netgalley and I have not pulled it yet. I'm very happy about that because I've had some pretty big TBRs even without that. Next we have The Left-Handed Booksellers of London by Garth Nix. I have the Litjoy version here. It sounds incredible. I love Garth Nix's writing, I know I do, but I just haven't got round to it yet. I will eventually, but yeah. Next we have Breathless by Jennifer Niven. I actually have no interest in this one anymore. I read All the Bright Places years ago and at the time I loved it, but looking back it was not a great experience reading it. Wasn't a massive fan and I don't think I actually want to read Breathless now, but we'll see how that goes. Next up we have Poisoned by Jennifer Donnelly. This is it's not, I don't think it's a sequel, but I read Stepsister, which is a Cinderella retelling, and this is a Snow White retelling, and they're quite dark, I believe. I know Stepsister was a bit of a darker one and I really enjoyed that. So I'm hoping I like Poisoned because I liked the writing style for this author, but we'll see when I get to it. Next we have Tinsel by Sibel Pounder. I have read this. I read it last Christmas. It was really good. It was cute. It was a cute little middle grade, but I don't know if I'll reread it, but I need to do the actual thing for it. Okay, so we have The Chalet by Catherine Cooper. I think this is a thriller. I actually don't know. Secret Santa by Andrew Schaefer. This is like a Christmassy horror, and I completely forgot about this, so I'm glad I'm doing this video now because I might see if I can squeeze this in December because Christmas. The Island by C.L. Taylor. I've read one C.L. Taylor book and really enjoyed it. I read Sleep and it was so good. So I definitely want to give this one a go, but I've just not been in the mood for thrillers lately. Of Silver and Shadow by Jennifer Gruenk. I don't remember anything about this, but I remember reading the blurb and thinking it sounded good, so I requested it and then I just didn't get around to it. Next is one that I'm ashamed to say I haven't even read the first book yet, and that's Namesake by Adrienne Young. I have not read Fable yet. I have the Fairy Loot editions of both. If you watched my book subscription box TBR, you'll see that. So yeah. The next two I have read, Shadow in the Glass by JJA Harwood. Really enjoyed it. 4-star. It was great. And Kate in Waiting by Becky Albertalli was my favourite book of January this year, I believe. So yeah. The Jane Austen Investigates by Julia Golding. I really want to read it. I did pull it from my mug the other month, but I didn't read it in time. The Boy by Murder Mystery by Ava Eldred I have read. I really enjoyed it. It was so much fun. Raising Hell by Brian E. Pierce. I don't remember anything about it, but it's got a werewolf on the front, so we'll see. Rabbits by Terry Miles. I have heard not great things about this since I requested it, so I don't really know when I'm going to get to that one yet. Little Thieves by Margaret Owen. I read this in January and oh my god, I absolutely adored this book. It was incredible, like amazing, and I need the sequel now. Vespertine by Margaret Rogerson. I have put on 2 TBRs this year and not got to it because I've been slumping like hell, and I don't want to do it dirty by not giving it my all, because I love Margaret Rogerson's 2 other books that I've read, but I will get to it eventually. Gallant by V.E. Schwab. Yes, yes, yes. I loved this book. I think I might reread it and then write my review then. Storm of Sisters by Michelle Harrison, the 4th book in the Pinch of Magic series. I love this series. I just haven't got around to book 4 yet. The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. This is going to be interesting when I write my review for this, because I did not love this book at all. It's going to be on my worst books of the year, just so you know. Set on You by Amy Leah. I think I have this book. I actually have this book physically now and I still haven't read it, but I want to soonish. The Stranded by Sarah Daniels. I am really interested in this one. It's like a dystopian and it sounds incredible and I need it in my life. Girlfriends by Holly Bourne. This is another adult Holly Bourne. It's a more recent one than Pretending, and I do want to get to this one. This one I feel like I'm more likely to like than the one I did read, so fingers crossed. Defend the Dawn by Bridget Kenrath, sequel to Defy the Night. It's one of my most anticipated books and I want to get to it soon, but I just haven't got to it yet, so we'll see. We'll see. And then the final page, we have The King is Dead by Benjamin Dean. This is one of my favourite books of the year. I absolutely bloody loved this and got to tell Benjamin Dean to his face, which made me so happy. You're a Mean One, Matthew Prince by Timothy Janowski, which I will be reading in December for Lisa and Jem's #Barely Adulting podcast. Gleanings by Neil Shusterman, a new edition. I am so incredibly excited to read this. Like, I just haven't had time and I've been slumping, but I'm so excited. Never Ever Getting Back Together by Sophie Gonzalez is one of my most anticipated books. I love Sophie Gonzalez books, and yes. X's and O's by Amy Leah, another Amy Leah book. I haven't even read Set on You yet. This isn't a sequel, it's a different book, but still. And then the final one, A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. This is my most recent one. I saw it and requested it because I was like, yes, I was rereading Priory at the time. And I was like, I need this book. And then I got it and I was like, so I'm going to try and read it in January. I think it'll be a good read for January. So that was all. Technically it's 45 books, but it comes up as 46 because one of them I have the ebook and the audiobook for. But it is 45 books, like individual books. So yeah, that is me calling myself out. Obviously, of those 45, I have read a few of them. I just haven't done the reviews yet. I am going to be getting the reviews up. I'm going to like dedicate some time in December to just writing those reviews because I remember everything about all those books. I just haven't got around to sitting down and actually typing something. So there we go. But it is getting darker because it's just started raining and it's got really cloudy and this light is doing nothing. I hope you enjoyed this video. If there's any here that I've mentioned that you think I should try and prioritise in January, please let me know because I'm going to be planning my January TBR fairly soon. But I hope you enjoyed this video and watching me call myself out. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Bye.